Good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the Namaste Experience. It is Friday morning. We've come to the end of a week of devotion, of love, and expressing that eternal love that we are filled with every moment. And every day we've been beginning with a bhakti chant, a devotional chant. And so we're going to start again this morning. And I'm going to invite someone who you all know to join me, and that is Reverend Johannes. So come on up, Johannes. So grateful to have you sing and share.
Gracias. Buenos días.
Now, this is a chant that I think we sang this together on Monday. So most of you know how it goes already. The words are simply whole now. I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. So Johannes and I will sing it all the way through once, and then I'll bring you in. Here we go. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Wholly yours, oh God. Join us. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Wholly yours, oh God. And as we continue to sing, just feel that radiance growing within you, remembering that the beloved that we're singing to is not outside, but within each one of us. So sing to that light within now. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Wholly yours, oh God. Now we're going to take it up even higher. Here we go. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Feel that. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Wholly yours, oh God. Now very quietly. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, oh God. Wholly yours, oh God. Just hold still for a moment and feel that radiating light that has claimed you. How does it feel to be claimed, to be held, to be fully known and recognized. Isn't that what we all really want? To be claimed? The trick is to claim that which has always claimed us, as opposed to rejecting that which always claimed us. Isn't that what we've done in our split mind, our egoic attempt to separate from the inseparable? The idea that it would be possible to be something other than whole? But as we said earlier this week, what is impossible now is forever impossible. It doesn't one day simply become possible to separate from all that is. And it's when we realize and fully accept the impossibility of such a thing that we fall into the arms of grace, into the arms of the beloved. So, that being said, before I go any further, I want to welcome Johannes.
Gracias.
I'm going to take this off so we can share the mic.
Sure.
So,
Well,
anything you want to say to begin?
really that it sounds like a cliche, but it's not. To sing is really to pray twice. If you really want to remember, to have a moment of oneness and holiness, there's nothing like music to take you to that place. Inspirational, devotional, chants and songs. That is magic. And you really will touch that holy place that we all are through that the devotional music.
Mm.
So I look how everybody was feeling it when we were singing here, that chant of that we are holy, yours, beloved God. We were feeling it. It was beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah, that's the idea, isn't it?
That's the idea.
To feel it, not to think it. We've been thinking about this stuff too long. Where has it gotten us? Thinking gets us nowhere. It's feeling, it's the experience. That's what brings us into that state of knowing. And that's what devotional singing, chanting, praying is all about. It's about feeling. It's about knowing. It's about activating. So I hope you feel that activation. Yeah. So I want to tell a little story. Can we say something?
Well, no, talking about that, we all know that truth, that we are one with God, that our reality, it is what we are looking for. Our aim is to live totally from that consciousness and to use every tool we can. And I think the first thing is not only knowing it, is to accept it, to accept that that's who we really are. We are holy beings. We are creatures of holiness, to accept that and then to live out of that truth. And that's what we are doing here when we gather together in the morning sessions, unity on Sunday, or when we pray, when we chant, is to accept more and more and to live from that consciousness. Always, that's the goal.
Amen.
Always, always, always.
Amen. Okay, so now a story.
Yes.
It's not really a story so much as it is an illustration of something that we all do. Because as Shakespeare said, we're all actors. We're all on stage. And if we can only realize that we're actors on a stage, it makes it much simpler to step off, to see the exit door where all that light is streaming in and step into the real world. But until we realize that we've been playing roles as actors, we take it very seriously, don't we? So this is basically a story about an actor, a very good actor. Let's say it's a woman. Let's say it's someone as good as Meryl Streep, one of the greatest actors of all time. She's so good, and she so identifies with each one of her characters, because this is how she convinces the audience that this is who she really is by living within these characters. But in this particular day, she's sitting in her dressing room, and she's looking at her closet, and the closet door is open. And she sees in this closet all of the costumes that she is to wear during this particular performance, because in this performance, she plays many roles. And she sees the role and the costume of the good mother. There's the costume of the good mother. And she looks at that. And then she sees the costume of the bad sister, the mean girl. And then there's even a costume of a witch that she transforms into later in the play. And finally, in the closet, there's the costume of the angel. And each one of these costumes she identifies with completely. And as she sits there, looking into the closet, she asks herself, who am I without these roles? Who am I without these characters and these costumes? Who am I? And the answer, of course, is you are you. You are you. Not the you that you created by wearing a costume and then adding accessories to that costume, thinking adding a scarf or a brooch or whatever that's going to make you something else. The truth is, you cannot be something else. You are who you are. I am who I am. Let's say that together. I am who I am. There is no truer statement in the universe than that. I am who I am. And I will remain as I was created forever. And it's only when we somehow separate and close the door on that closet and realize those costumes don't define who I am. Adding more accessories to those costumes don't make me any more or any less. I am who I am. And there comes a point where we have to say two particular words. And if we say these words and really, truly mean them, then we step out of that door into the real world. And those words are, enough already. Enough already.
Basta.
Basta.
Basta ya.
How many of you have gotten to the point where
Yes.
those words are on your lip? Enough already. I'm so tired of playing these different roles and claiming this identity that has no basis in reality whatsoever. Because one minute I'm this, another minute I'm that. And each one of these identities that I claim have a costume or a personality. And if you get really nutty, you may have a whole bunch of them going on at once. And you realize something very important. And this really is important. Sometimes we want to belittle this idea and think, well, it's not that bad. I guarantee you it is. This is an insane asylum. You live in an insane asylum. Just look at the news. Put on some website where you're going to see the news and just get real. This is insane. A lot of us live in Mexico because we don't want to participate in the insanity up north. But guess what? You bring it with you. It's still in your mind. You still hold on to it until you don't. Until you say, whole now. I am whole now. I am who I am, and let it drop. And this is the transformation. This is the experience that we talk to every day. The lesson from A Course in Miracles today says, this instant is the only time there is. the only instant of my release from the insane asylum that I'm ever going to get. It's right now.
Wow.
So once again, don't belittle and think, well, you know, some people are this and some situation. No, you have to be uncompromising. I am insane if I believe myself to be all of those characters that I see the costumes of. And the only way to stop the insanity is to close that closet door, stand up, and walk out the door
Naked.
into the real naked.
Naked.
Like Saint, well,
Ah.
we all have a wonderful example of that. Literally, Saint Francis of Assisi.
Yeah.
When he had this enormous transformation of consciousness where he began giving everything away because he was experiencing the joy, the overwhelming joy of really living what Jesus said to live. And so he began giving everything away, including his father's clothes and money, until he was pulled in front of the bishop. And Francis then stripped himself naked, gave everything back to his father, and said, I now say, our Father who art in heaven. And then he walked out naked. He was crazy. But was he?
Well,
They were crazy. And he was suddenly sane. And he walked out of that gate. So I'm going to hear what you would like to share about that. And then we're going to turn to Vicky. And then I saw that Alden and Darla are here as well. So we'd love to hear from them. So take it, girl.
well, you know, when we were talking about that, we have all these masks or characters that we think we are. I have a good friend that when she was out of control, she would call me and say, I'm going to say it in Spanish and I'm going to try to translate it. She would say, se soltó la loca de la casa. It means like the crazy one of the house is running free. You see, it's like, se soltó la loca. When she told me that, I knew she was going through a very hard time. It's like, you know, my ego is in charge here. And it's what I told you at the beginning. Well, first of all, we all have those moments, and nobody here wants to see me. And I should ask Jack when I am out of control. Yes, it's the same. We believe. Imagine, I see the story that let's say Meryl Streep, and that she thinks that she is the bad mom. And she would act like that all the time. That's what we do. We truly believe that we are this personality that we have invented, and it's really literally insane. In the Course in Miracles, it says that we cannot change our reality, no matter how much we deny it, no matter how much we believe it, no matter how it is impossible. So it's a matter of accepting. When I was a child, before going to school, and I remember I literally was maybe 1.5 years, maybe 2. I lived in a small town called Nagua in the Dominican Republic near the beach. And we used to go to the beach, and I love to sit down. And I had not been in school or not taking geography or anything. And my little mind wanted to know. I knew there was something beyond or behind that huge ocean that as a child, I remember, and I felt, I said, there's something beyond what I can see. And I wanted to know. And then that would take me to, like, I knew there was another reality, and I would do this, like trying to see that reality. So some way I knew intuitively,
Intuitively.
intuitivamente, that there was another reality, that there was something that I was not aware of, but that was my true identity. And again, that's what we do here. We gather together, remembering that truth, accepting first, with the aim of living constantly into that reality. That's and that's what happened to San Francisco. He wake up, and then for all of us, for everybody around him, he was acting weird. But I once read in a book of who wrote that I don't remember, but it's a book. He says, when somebody is awake, it's like, imagine you are invited to a party and you get there 3 hours after you get there late. When you enter to the place, everybody is drunk and you have not had any alcohol. They say, you see how crazy, how weird everybody's acting, and you are seeing all that. That's what happened when we awake to that reality. We see the insanity. It is in the Course in Miracles. They say that we are insane. So, but we are in the road of sanity. We are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what seems to be sane to the perceptual world is insanity, and then the other way around. That's why when someone like Francis strips naked and walks out of the town, everybody thought he was insane. The truth is he had come to his senses. He had awakened. He began to realize that this is nothing. There's no value here. All value. That's why every saint, every great teacher has always said, why would you store up your riches in barns and banks and all these other places where rust and moths, and put your riches where they'll always be safe, within you. We talked already this week about that pearl at the very center of our being. Look for it there. That's the only place it can be found. Amen. So, Victoria, we would love to turn it over to you. Hola. Good morning.
Hola, welcome, Vicky. Johanna. Welcome, everybody. I love this week of devotion. And it's like, Johannes, you said, when we sing wholeheartedly and we open our hearts and sing and with love of spirit, we fall into a present moment. And today's lesson is a good example. It's all right now. I am doesn't mean anything unless it's right now. And right now, when we're in the comfort, and that when we chant any kind of chant from any tradition, the effect, the feeling is the same. It shifts us into a present experience of being loved, of comforted, being cared for. It shifts us immediately into peace. That's why we love doing it. And it's not that we need the song. What we need is the simple presence of now, the awareness of how to just stay now. Now is all the peace in the world, with or without any song or dance or ritual, just right now. And it's so exciting to me that forgiveness, just let it go, immediately returns us to a present moment that's a blank slate here in time, that love can be written on it. Love can be written on any slate through any of us if we're just present now. It doesn't matter if we've been robbers and rapists and murderers. None of it would matter, because in the twinkling of an eye, when we shift to right now, who we are, I am, simple, innocent, childlike I am, is all that is the universal experience. And that's that's all we want to live in. That's the purpose of everything we might read or chant or dance or anything. But the easiest thing to in Jesus and over in the Course and in many other traditions teaches forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. It's nothing more than let go of whatever your idea is and return to now. Just let it go. Return to now. So I'm on a I don't know, on a mission these days because I realize I'm impatient, and impatient is another way of saying I'm mean. Those are little, what Jesus calls two scraps of meanness. And I got it the other day and I said, that's it. I'm going to cut it out. I'm not being impatient anymore. Talk about being impatient with myself. That's it right now. But that's all right. With high resolve, I said, okay, that's good. That's a good barometer for me because I want to stay in this peacefulness that a chant brings me into, that a glance of someone that loves me brings me into, or a glance at a tree or a sunset brings me into. That's right now I am. And the only interruption to that is some little scrap of impatience that's really a little bit mean, not just to my brother, but to myself as well. So I'm on the awareness of that, because for me, that's a good way to recognize that peace now is my only true request, desire, and it can be the only option if I let it be. So I'm on that. So thank you. And I love you all. Thank you. And I'm not impatient with you guys.
Thank you, Vicky.
Vicky.
We love you too. We are so blessed by your presence every day. We get to have Vicky time. There's nothing better than Vicky time.
I like that, Vicky time.
We hope you can come soon. I think you said you might be coming here in February. So
Or January. I've got a free slot. I'm going to tell it to you today. I'll send you a text. Thank you. Thanks for such kind words always. Thank you. Thank you.
And we're also so excited that Alden and Darla are going to be here soon. They're going to be traveling here the very beginning of December. And it's always wonderful to see them in the room so you guys can get a little bit more experience with them before they arrive here at Namaste. So Alden and Darla, would you like to share anything for a few minutes?
Yes. Hi, everyone. We love you all. Thank you for your dedication. I just want to give thanks for you all being present to that sacred presence that James mentioned at the beginning, and choosing to be real, as James had talked about, and Vicky. It's just all about being here now. And that's today's lesson too, isn't it? Just be here now. That's where God is. He's in the present. That's where love is. This lesson said love is ever present here and now. God is ever present here and now. And wow, it's just a choice, huh? Every moment we have that choice to just be present, be real. That's the only time you are real, right, James? That's
Right.
it. We can only be real, no masks, here and now. And I just love you all. And I thank you. I thank you for your dedication to your spiritual growth. You know, while we're here, we're still expanding and growing. And it's in that dedication, isn't it? That's all we have to grow in, is just to become more real and more dedicated. So thank you so much, beloved Alden.
Thank you, Darla and James, Johanna, and Vicky. And what I really resonated with this morning was the idea of enough already, basta ya. And when that happened to me, I got a very clear message, and it was like, oh, you'll be moving to Wisconsin. And that's it wasn't a plan or a tentative suggestion. There was a different quality to that kind of communication that was, oh, this is just how things are now. Like, I'm sure many of you have had that same kind of communication when something happened, like, oh, you'll be moving to Namaste Village, or miracles start happening when you say basta ya, everything changes. It's like when you really, really mean it. That's the key. So I'm so glad to be here and experience this week of devotion as well with everyone.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Thank you for your devotion. What I heard was time's up. I heard it so loud and clear in Dallas, Texas. Time's up.
Oh, thank you so much. Time is up. It always was. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
We're running out of clock that was broken the whole time. Where it says 5 minutes till the hour and we just keep waiting. When's it going to happen? We've been doing this for like 300 years now. So when's it going to happen? Boy, it's been 5 minutes till for a long time. Enough already. How many of you really mean that? Enough already. Let's say it together. Enough already.
Let's say basta ya.
Basta, yeah. So
We
why
sing
don't we
again?
close with our chant one more
Nice.
time as we
Okay.
close
Okay.
our week. And of course, we have our unity service we have a new minister in residence. So you guys are going to get to meet John, Reverend John, on Sunday. But let's sing our chant one more time. Whole now. I am whole now. Here we go. Wait, let's start here. Wait, no, here. Whole now. I now I am wholly yours, O God. Oh, now I am whole now. I am wholly yours, O God. Wholly yours, O God. One more time. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, O God. Whole now, I am whole now. I am wholly yours, O God. Wholly yours, O God. Amen, 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 y punto. Yes, thank you. Namaste to all of you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. I love you all.
I love you all too.
Thank you. Love you.
Happy